Chevron Delo is announcing a break with convention, giving you even more reasons to choose Delo.
Today we're here to talk about scrapers, but not the big self-powered units. We're here to talk about the pull pans. If you're not familiar with KA Group, you will be here soon. They are the manufacturers of the product lines of K-Tech, Ashland, and Metalcraft. 3 different product lines that serve different areas of the industry. Shane is here to talk with us today about all 3 product lines and what they can possibly do for your company. So my first question is, for those not familiar with KA Group's kind of product line, can you give us an overview of the product line and then kind of the industries that they serve, kind of the different segments?
Absolutely, yeah. So the KA Group is comprised of 3 brands. We have the K-Tech brand, the Ashland brand, and Metalcraft. So the K-Tech brand is very much focused in the heavy construction, mining, kind of the quarrying industry. Really robust machines, premium product, a 3-year structural warranty on those heavy-duty scraper equipment. The Ashland brand is more so in the industrial construction, we'd call it, as well as the agriculture sector as well. Nice, solid 1-year warranty on that. Metalcraft brand, again, that's a little bit more of a niche market there. It's more catered towards the land leveling contractors, really popular in that southern Mississippi Delta area as well. So those are kind of our high-level 3 different brands that we have under the KA Group.
Gotcha. So one of the questions I've always wondered is, what are some of the advantages behind these kind of standalone pull-behind pans versus the traditional scrapers that everybody knows in the industry that are self-powered units?
One of the major advantages that we have is that it's really a lower capital investment. You can get in a full scraper machine attached to a tractor or a truck at a lower capital investment than the traditional self-powered motor scrapers in the market. So that's one of the major advantages there. You can move a lot of dirt. You got less maintenance as well, right? So that's the other benefit to the machines too. Very few grease points. We want to have you moving dirt as fast as you can instead of having to constantly maintain those machines too. So that's one of the major benefits there too. Another unique way that we can use our machines is that you can actually split our machines up, right? So we're not connected as a purpose-built scraper machine. We have the pull pan plus the power unit. So you can actually split those apart. And then you have minimal downtime in that actually as well, right? So if your tractor or truck is down, you can swap it out with a different power unit and get on moving as well. So that's one of the other major advantages there. And then circling all in all, you're looking at a better resale value at the end of your investment as well, because you can, again, split those machines up, sell the scraper separately, sell the truck or tractor separately, instead of having this one purpose-built machine that really kind of depreciates over time. And it's hard to kind of really get that extra value out of those machines as well, as you see at the end of life.
Do you have other ways that these units kind of showcase the flexibility of what you can do by going this route as opposed to a dedicated self-powered scraper?
Absolutely, yeah. I like to think of the K-Tech 1237 ADT as really the modern day transformer machine, right? Because it's a bolt together design, really flexible, versatile unit. What you can do with this is that you can actually hook up to your existing rock truck that you have in your fleet, right? It doesn't matter for us if you have a Cat, ADT, Komatsu, Volvo, Rockback, doesn't matter. We have hitching systems for any of them, right? So you've already got that flexibility for that setup. Now you can turn it into a scraper hauler that has essentially one operator, one engine running that can move dirt themselves, right? You don't need to wait for this idle time and anything like that for an excavator to be loaded, right? You can take care of it yourself. Great advantages there. So the other unique advantage of this 1237 is actually if you have the appropriate haul length and loading area, you can actually tandem them up, right? Train a couple of these together. So now you got 72 cubic yards behind this one power unit, right? So now you're really moving dirt, right? So huge flexibility there too. And the other advantage too is actually the center hitch pull, the gooseneck hitch pull could be removed as well. And you could bolt in a direct mount hitch pull in there too. So if you have a tractor or a dozer on site too, you can actually use that as a power unit now to swap in your scraper as well. So huge advantages, lots of flexibility. And we have customers that love that flexibility to be able to use whatever they have to be able to move dirt with those applications. So really exciting stuff that we've got going on.
Yeah, that's kind of one of our big things as dirt contractors is you get into the field and it's these days it's very hard to buy a one-use specific tool because There's just so many variables on the job site. You need to have the flexibility to kind of change your day around and shuffle accordingly. If you've bought something like a self-powered scraper, that's a one-trick pony. It's only going to do that, and unfortunately, you can't do anything else with it. But this, you've got man, there's a ton of versatility there. That's such an advantage.
Absolutely, yeah. You see it again and again. Even in if you look at the calendar, you can't always necessarily use the self-propelled scrapers year-round, right? So if you can use your ADT truck as basically a power unit for scraping, once it gets to the rainy season, switch it back on, dump bed on. You can use that with your excavators and load up and still have a useful asset there as well. So a lot of flexibility, lots of versatility that contractors should be looking at these days.
Another thing I've always been curious about with these units. So let's say I modify one of my articulated dump trucks to pull one of these scraper pans around. Is that a one-way conversion, or is that something that's relatively simple to convert that truck back over to a rock truck and put it back in a hauling operation?
But before we get into that, I want to take a second to tell you about the sponsor of this video, Chevron Lubricants. These past few years have been less than easy. We've encountered challenges we never imagined we'd ever have to deal with. From makeshift home offices and video meetings, to global supply chain uncertainty, price instability, market disruptions, and everything in between. Delivering the level of services and products our customers had come to expect was difficult for all of us. We can't change what's behind us, but we can definitely learn from it. We can adapt, evolve, and take steps to reset our thinking, adapt our strategies, and restore your trust in us to better meet your needs, now and in the future. That change begins today. Today we break with convention and introduce a rebalanced line of Dello heavy-duty engine oils. We've reduced our product line from 4 categories to 2. Consolidated and simplified, this lineup removes complexity from the manufacturing processes, enhancing price stability and supply chain reliability, so you can trust you will have the premium products you need to keep your business always moving forward. Our break with convention optimizes the Dello lineup to allow you to provide your customers with the best synthetic blend and synthetic heavy-duty engine oils in the market, fully available at prices you can rely on. It's your assurance that you'll be well positioned to be their trusted source for proven engine protection that keeps equipment on the job, giving your customers even more reasons to choose Dello.
So let's say I modify one of my articulated dump trucks to pull one of these scraper pans around. Is that a one-way conversion, or is that something that's relatively simple to convert that truck back over to a rock truck and put it back in a hauling operation?
Yeah, it's a great question. That's one of our really secret sauces of the K-Tech equipment line. We use our scrapers to attach to the articulated dump truck. So we actually remove the bed of the ADT trucks, and we can bolt on our existing hitching system. So that's really a huge benefit there. It's all 100% modifiable. You can reverse that as well if you ever get into more of a rock type application. You can put the dump bed back on. So huge versatility in that setup there. You want to be using the right tool for the right job, right? So when you can move dirt, you want to be doing it as efficiently as possible. And that's really where the scraper comes into effect, is you can pick up the dirt by yourself, transport it, and evenly spread that out. So that's kind of the huge benefit there for using the scrapers behind the articulated dump trucks. Really nice, flexible, versatile option there that contractors should investigate.
It also seems pretty versatile in the sense, I think about a traditional operation where you may have scrapers, traditional powered, self-powered units running on one area of the job. And then over here, you've got a quad track that's pulling a big set of discs to try to dry the dirt out. Versus with this application, you can have that quad track kind of doing double duty because you don't necessarily have to be disking full time. You could switch that over to the scraper pan. And I'm assuming that's not a lengthy hookup process there.
That's right. It's all meant to be hooked up really fast. Again, like kind of the real deal is that you just want to be able to get out there moving dirt instead of fooling around and really just, having to hook up equipment again or maintain equipment. Our main goal is to get you moving dirt as cost effectively as possible.
Yeah. So here's the real question. How do these units tend to perform compared to the self-powered counterparts?
Yeah, so the main benefit on our machines are you have some really greater capacity advantages as well. So our machines, the K-Tech brand, focuses on that high capacity model there that you have really great flexibility on as well. So that daily performance advantage that you can get, if you even have a couple more cubic yards in our K-Tech scraper machines, you'll actually see that at the end of the day that you get greater productivity as well. So that's really huge. One thing that a lot of contractors notice there too with the self-powered scrapers is that they only have the big, large 4 tires that are kind of in a line, right? And as those machines are very super heavy machines, they tend to pump out the haul roads and get some ruts in it. And the more that you go around in the cycle, the more that those haul roads get pumped out. And that's kind of where you see that it's really jarring on those operators, equipment operators, that have to go on that all the time. So what you'll see with the K-Tech scraper advantage is you actually have the large 4 tires spread out across the back of the machine. Plus also the tracks or the truck power unit wheels as well, right? So you'll actually spread out that load. So you'll really actually, constantly compact the haul road there nicely and evenly instead of really getting those ruts and pumping it out.
Well, my final question is, if I'm a contractor that's never really dabbled in the scraper game before, just for some of us who might be curious, why consider a scraper setup over traditional, haul trucks with an excavator loading them?
Yeah, I mean, think about it, just what that enormous cost of having, an excavator, let's say 3 dump truck operations, a dozer there as well to kind of smooth out those dump piles at the end, right? That's a huge investment in not only just fuel and labor, right? You need to keep all that running. And also idle time as well, right? You're waiting in line for those excavator to load you up, right? Are you using the right equipment for the job? That's the question that contractors need to be thinking about, right? So with the pull pan scraper, you have 1 operator, 1 engine running, load up yourself, go, right? That's the whole idea of both these productive cycles to take care of, moving a lot of dirt in a hurry, right? I think today too, we need to really think about the contractor, right? What's the contractor's main purpose is to move dirt at the lowest, cheapest cubic yard per possible, right? So I think that's really what we need to look at. And we're definitely willing to kind of help out with that and kind of assess what's the best way to move dirt. We do feel that it's with scrapers and we're very well and glad to help contractors out to actually math it out and see what is most affordable and what's most effective for productivity.
Man, I will say, if you've never seen a scraper fleet in action, whether it's pull pans or traditional, you very quickly realize that is the most efficient way to move dirt. It is unbelievable how fast they will eat a mountain.
Absolutely, yeah. And again, the message kind of is with the KA Group, we've got various different brands. We do really have a scraper offer for everyone, right? So we've got anything from a landscaper, you can use a compact track loader to use one of our scrapers with. Hobby farmers can use a utility tractor. Big agriculture, you got the big, large 400 horsepower tractors, construction infrastructure, mining applications. We have scrapers offered for you as well. So very willing to help anyone out that wants to investigate scrapers. It's always good for contractors to try to make a mark on their business and learn how to do things in new ways. And that's what we're excited to help out with.
Awesome. Well, Shane, thank you again for the time. This has been super informative.
Thanks, Brian.
Well, thank you again for Shane taking his time to come on the show and talk scrapers with us. These are just awesome machines. I always love the opportunity to get on a job site and see one of these big pull pans being yanked around. It is just cool. So that being said, as always, I hope this helps you in your business. We'll catch you on the next episode of The Dirt.